Hey guys, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for making this video. So I told my husband that all I was gonna be doing today was doing laundry and getting packed to leave for Orlando, but you know, I knew I had to show you guys my hair. I told you guys I was getting it dyed and cut, and I know you guys are like, what? It looks the same. No, not exactly. Now I went in there and I should have just been like, beesh, take me to the dark side. I know, I should have done it. I should have gone all the way and had him just do my hair dark. But I've done that before in the past, and what has happened is my hair was so bleached out that when you dye it a dark color or try to go back to your natural hair color, it tends to fade and you just look like you have gray hair. So I wasn't going to go in that direction just yet. So I did not want one of those, you know, like soccer mom looking highlight jobs. I told him I want something between like an ombre, kind of like balayage look, but I want to slowly bring back my natural hair color, but I still want to be blonde. And I want to grow my hair long. And he's like, okay, so you like your blonde hair? I'm like, yeah, I really like my blonde hair. He's like, well, wanting to grow your hair long as fine as your hair is and still be a bleach blonde, that's like saying you want to be skinny but you love cheeseburgers. I'm like, man, this guy's like speaking my language here. Okay, so I can't have blonde hair if I want to grow it long. Yes, my hair tends to grow to about this length and then it just starts to like turn into frizzy fry and fall out. It's just gross. It's just gross. So anyways, what we ended up compromising on is as my hair has been growing out, it was just kind of like a blunt dark line here, and into the back was so ugly. It was so ugly, you guys. I never even showed you the back of my hair because it had this like horrible grow out line in the back. Now look at how cute the cut is in the back. Like perfect bob. He just did an amazing cut. But what he did was he warmed up my grow out, because my grow out, I have very ashy hair and a yellow toned skin. I know it's just like the saddest genetic screw up ever, right? But anyways, so what he did was he wove in some warm colors into my grow out and then took them down into underneath into my hair, so that as it's growing out I don't have that creepy line, and so it actually looks like, you know, I intended for my hair to look like this. So anyways, it's kind of red, you guys, and I kind of like it. And I think that as this grows out more, I might put more into that warmth into that, because I've never asked for warm colors in my hair. Like, I've always hated gold tones and coppery colors. I just never thought it looked very good on me. Except for in a wig. Sometimes it looks good in a wig. But, you know, in a wig I can even stand that like piano toned highlighting, but on my own hair, no. So after he did this amazing color, he gave me a protein treatment. He trimmed up my bob. Oh, so cute, but it's so short, you guys. And I had grown my hair just a little bit, you know, since I got it cut originally, and I was so proud of myself for growing it that little bit. But then he cut it off, but it's okay. It's okay. The bob looks amazing now. It does, and I'm like so proud of it. I spent all this time like playing with my flat iron and putting like, you know, styling it. So it kind of looks cute, kind of, for short, you know, whacked off hair. So I have to tell you about my other just horrible moment. No, this wasn't a horrible moment. My hair getting done was not horrible. My hair getting done was awesome. I love getting my hair done. What happened later was horrible. So, did I get my hair done yesterday? No, I got my hair done on Wednesday. So last night was a different day. I was making turkey meatballs. I know, I'm just like chopping away, thinking I'm all cool. They had quinoa and grilled onions and mushrooms in them and turkey, and oh my god, they were amazing. So I'm, you know, forming my little meatballs and setting them out on the table and getting them ready. I turn on the broiler because I decided I'm going to broil these meatballs. So, because I like that kind of like crunchy outside and like bubbly. Yum. So, I don't broil that often. I'm usually baking. And when I'm baking, I'm one of those freaks that's like, oh, I'm going to do all my cooking in one pan. Look at how cool I am. I like get so excited about that. Like cooking with a small amount of pans or dishes excites me. So don't ask. Like, my mom always taught me growing up when we were in the kitchen, you know, to always put things away when you're done using them and clean up as you go so that you never have a big mess left over afterwards. And that's like, just, I love that rule. So cooking with a small amount of pans and trying to keep the pans clean while you're using them is amazing to me. So I always use, like, you know, what is that, wax paper. I put wax paper on my baking pans whenever I bake in the oven. So that night, last night, I thought, okay, I'll put the wax paper down and I'll put my meatballs on it and then I'll cook and then I'll just roll up that wax paper and throw it away and whoop-de-doo, I'll have a clean pan afterwards. Yay! Okay, so when you're using the pan with the wax paper in it, that works great for baking. Cookies, everything like that, awesome. In the broiler, it pretty much just, it burns up and disappears, okay? So I look in the oven, I'm like, oh my God, no. I had put in a test meatball, thank God, and so I'm looking in there, the test meatball. And the test meatball, it wasn't a test meatball, I've made meatballs lots of times, but I didn't remember how much time it needed to go in for, so I just hit 9 minutes in the broiler, and I was going to come back and see if that was the perfect time for this meatball. So when I came back, the entire wax paper had turned brown and was frying at the edges, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't going to work. So I pulled out the test meatball, which was delish, of course, and I took all this brown wax paper, picked it up by its ends and threw it in the trash because it was just about ready to just disintegrate. It was so burnt. Then I thought, okay, for the rest of my meatballs, I have like a whole pile of meatballs ready to go. I'll cook those on foil because duh, you know, broiler oven is too hot for wax paper. So I get the foil out. I know. I get the foil out. I lay foil down. I get a sheet out long enough for my cookie sheet that I'm using. And I lay the foil out on the cookie sheet. And I do this with my hands. Oh my God! My hands were on fire. On fire. I had my hands in like ice packs the rest of the night. It was so horrible. It's like I burnt myself lots of times. It's usually like in little tiny places, maybe like on my arm or like the crook of my thumb. Never my entire hand, you guys. So this was just an absolute nightmare. It made everything painful. And I don't know what it was, just like maybe my nerves sending a message to my brain. Every time I got even near something warm after I did that, like going to get something out of the oven or reaching for a pan, my hand started just to like flame up even more and become even more painful when it just felt even a little bit of heat near it. It was so awful. So you can't really see now. My hands look good, but like see this little redness right here and right here? That's just like, those are like the points where I got really burnt. But my whole entire hand, I think it's like top of my fingers are a little red too, but they look fine now. But last night I thought I was going to have like 3-degree burns. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I like screamed. My husband's like, what is going on out there? I'm like, nothing, I'm just burning my hands, making you delicious meatballs that you'll love. The meatballs were amazing. They were curry meatballs. Oh my God. Anyways, he ate most of them because after burning myself, I was like so upset about it. I couldn't even enjoy the meatballs because it's like, those are the meatballs that cooked on the pan that I burnt myself on. Ugh. So anyways, that's my story. This is my new hair. The barely looks different, but it is totally different. And the cut is amazing. So, you know, I know I'm kind of a chicken. I always do this. I think I'm going to do like something crazy when I go get my hair done, and then I'm just like, oh, just change it a little bit. Don't scare me. So anyways, find me on Facebook and Instagram. Like this video if you liked anything about it, or if you burnt yourself before while making delicious meatballs. And you should subscribe to me because we love hanging out here. We like just talking about nothing, talking about like hair and burning ourselves and other shit that nobody cares about, but still fun to talk about because you're my friends here on YouTube. See you guys later. Bye.